Okay, we are hereby called to order. Um, Approval of meeting agenda.
I will move that we approve the agenda for today.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Meeting agenda is approved. Public communication, do we have the public here?
Do you have anybody on
No public. Approval of minutes from the June 11th, 2025 meeting. Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes? Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Move to approve the minutes.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And yes, a library director's report. Geeta, you're on.
I have several things. First of all, in October, I will have all the summer reading programs for all ages, results, prizes, numbers, what it costs, the whole 9 yards for you all. So you'll know it's a big deal for us. It's a 9-10 week program, and it usually costs the Friends probably about $5,000 to put just these on. So I want to give a good report at the end, and that's what I'm going to share at council on at the September meeting too. So that's coming. Summerfest, I want to thank you all for coming and participating. We figured out we had about 300 in attendance. We gave out close to 200 hot dogs. So it was a successful event. So thank you for doing it. If you have any suggestions for next year, just let me know. And then I just have a few things. The local author fair, 3rd annual, is coming. The online application is on our webpage now. This flyer is going out to probably about 60 or 70 local authors as an invitation. And they can only apply online. There's no paper, no paper online, no paper application. So then it's going to be October 4th. We're going to have a morning session, 10 to 12, and an afternoon session, 2 to 4. And again, last year we had about 130 authors, so we're expecting that many again this year. We'll see. So I wanted to be aware of that. In September, Michelle and I are going to get a library card campaign, and we're sending these little flyers to every elementary age school person. And it's really cute. It says everything about story times, but in the middle is the actual application. And they fill it out, bring it in, and they get a prize out of the treasure chest. And even if they come in and already have a card, they'll get a prize. So we like to give those away. And let's see. So with the get a card, Michelle and I are going to spend a couple hours at the pharmacy at the entrance with a table promoting the get a card campaign at ACE and at IGA. And currently we have about 6,500 cards total. Some of those cards are inactive. That means they haven't been used within a year or so, but they're still valid open cards. So I thought that was a good number.
What's the number again?
It's actually 6,477 as of Monday.
Okay.
And then, so we're doing that. The Teen Advisory Board, I don't know if I told you this already, is a teen planning committee. They didn't like to be advisory boards. They wanted to be functional or something. So the kids came up with the name Teen Planning Committee. So that starts again in the fall. And then last night I shared some numbers with council, and I wanted to share them with you too. I have 4 different numbers. The first one is the amount of materials that we've checked out. And if you take January through July and do an average, we checked out 5,300. However, in July, we checked out 6,300, actually 6,366. So that's a 20% jump, and I'm really excited about that. And then the door count, same story. Over the 6 months, we had a 3,400 average, and in July, it was 4,300. That's a 27% jump. And then for this room, we average about 99 a month. We had 115 in July, 16% jump. And attendance, we had about 1,200 is the average, and we had 1,700 in July. And that's 13% jump. So July was just really hopping. I love it, and it's just fabulous. The number of people on the average that go through the door an hour is up to 29. Before COVID, we were at 31, and that was our all-time high. So I'm excited that we're getting there. So I just wanted to share that with you. It's just kind of exciting. As I told council, what did I say? The library's definitely a city of Ocean Shores community place. And that's what I wanted to instill in them. So,
Keitha, do we know why we had such a nice number in July? What helped?
what helped was all the kids programs, all the adult programs. Because we had 29 library only programs, not just whatever else was going on in here. We had 29 and they were all very well attended. So I think that's part of it. But you get them in and then the idea is hopefully they keep coming back. So, all right. And then let's see, that Nico is fabulous. He's doing a really cute story time survey. And he's going to do this 2 times a month with his story time group over a few months. And it's questions like, how'd you hear about story time? Please rate the presenter. Were things explained clearly? Did the presenter choose fun and interesting books? And then he does the disagree. And then he asks for comments on things that people might want to change or might want to add to make story times better or more interesting. So I'll have a report for that when he's done. And then I wanted to brag a little bit about Nico. He does our reading rangers and art splash during the summer. And it's one Saturday a month for both of them. And so he took his phone and hooked it up. So on the screen came a sample of this art splash program. And basically it was make circles or doodads. Can you see it? And then this was one little girl's doodad. And it's just adorable. It's got like torn pieces of paper and green grass and blue and, and there were several like this and they were just fun. He's really creative and I've never seen him hook something up and use it on the screen with his phone. Great. So, and then I just also wanted to share another story is we had a lady email me. She was homebound, couldn't get in, didn't have anybody able to come in and get a card for her. So we called her up, talked to her on the phone, and she now has a library card. So she can get Libby and all those things at home. And she was tickled pink. So I just wanted to be aware that we try to accommodate people as best as we can. And let's see, that's later. Okay, events. I put out all the events. Instead of taking time to make you a packet, I figured you can make your own packets. Take what you like. And I mentioned Alicu, that's coming up. We also have Wolf Haven coming. We had her a few years ago. She's an excellent speaker. She labeled the program Being Wildlife Wise. And are there bears in Ocean Shores? Are there coyotes? What else is there? Raccoons. She's going to talk about the whole thing. So that's coming up. And
how's she gonna deal with the wildlife if we get to have pigs and chickens?
oh God, don't get me started. I heard about
Tell you
that.
that'll.
They didn't say
Coyotes.
potbelly pigs. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. She's a good speaker though. And then if you know Skip Radcliffe, he's got a wonderful woodworking display and his photographs are on the Art in the Library this month. And let's see, what else did I have to tell you? LQ, Wildlife, Skippy. And Hannah, this is a Build a Bug. We have a couple children's programs that the CIC is coming and great flyers. For September, we have Nico's Reading Rangers. We have a program called Rewilding. And it's a gentleman I've known for years. He lives in Seattle part-time, here part-time. And he bought some extra lots near his house, and he is developing his ecosystem on his lots to be back to nature and planting it in trees. And I guess this is a national movement called rewilding. And there's actually books on it. I bought a few for his presentation. So he's coming to talk about that and why we should bring the wilderness back to our areas. The public health emergency people are coming. Reminder, this is a drop-in. You can drop in to get information, and you can drop in to get an A1C screening or blood pressure screening. They come quarterly. Teen Zone starts back with the teenagers in September. We don't have Teen Zone because we have the other programs during the summer. And WorkSource is doing an orientation program. The Master Gardeners are doing a houseplant program in September. And we have two, not one, two mushroom programs. One is Langdon Cook, who's been here a couple times. He's an author out of Seattle, fabulous speaker, wrote a book that got some awards called The Mushroom Hunters. So he'll be here. And then the gal that runs the local coastal shores and spores that meets here, she's going to talk about how to safely identify mushrooms, and two separate programs. And then last month was, is it Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? Who won?
Harry Potter.
By one vote.
Really?
One vote, yes. Harry Potter. David likes to give me, I love show and tell, so. And then this month is going to be music. And we do have music, and he's calling it, he's so creative. Hold on, let me get to the right piece of paper. Who are the kings of rock?
Oh,
And it's
no.
Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Queen, Rolling Stone. I'd have a hard time. Okay. So next month, I see you in October, I will have the results for that. Okay, back to my list. What else? Stats, survey, Nico Art, homebound, card campaign. I think that's it, Mr. President.
Okay, an excellent report.
Thank you.
Old business. Council presentations, August 12th, Alex,
We done did
Did
it.
it yesterday.
how was it?
It was.
They sit there. You don't know how it is. Well,
I
you get
got-
no feedback.
Got one person to smile yesterday,
Oh, good for
which I've
you.
never done in how many years I've been doing this.
And sometimes they're like this, so. But when we didn't do it for a while, I was asked by two of the council people to do it. So that's why we brought it back, but instead of every month, we're doing every other month or whatever we chose, so.
September 9th, AM.
Yes, the newbie.
It'll do fun. And I'm November 11th,
If they meet.
if they meet, yeah.
It's actually gonna be, well, it's when their council falls on a holiday, it is set for the next business day.
So it'll be on the
It's
12th?
gonna be the 12th,
Okay, make a note of that.
unless they change it, that's what the council guidelines say.
Okay, so Jeff will shoot for the 12th, is that still?
Yep,
He wrote me back and says, I'll be there on Armistice Day,
that's right.
but now you're not, the 12th. Okay, and Alex, you got that for the minutes, right? Let's change it to the 12th. Okay, good.
Okay, new business. Board of Trustees vacant position update. We interviewed. It went very well. The position has been offered to Gail Johnston.
Mhm.
She has accepted. Council has.
It will be August 26th on the agenda. Nicole confirmed that.
Yeah.
So that it'll be presented to council and then hopefully they'll all approve.
Okay.
August 26th.
And that would bring us to full status.
Yay.
Yes, been a while.
Mhm.
City ordinance 1138.
That's me. And Alex and Becky. Alex and Becky at their last meeting volunteered to approach the bylaws and go through and change it to meet the regulations in the approved ordinance 1138. They did that, they sent it to me, and what I did was I took all their changes and put it in a draft. And I have a copy of this draft for you today. And what I would like you to really concentrate on is going through and checking the grammar, the spelling, any typos, sentence structure, content. Because, you know, you look at it so long, you're going, blah, 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 and I was using 3 or 4 documents at the same time. So be critical. And then you were going to add something, or you're going to add something?
One of the things to consider is whether we still want to call it a Board of Trustees. Leave that in or not?
So I will need to know your opinion on that.
I asked what the other groups call themselves. Are there any other, well, like, some of them are called a board,
They're
right?
advisory.
They're called advisory boards, which is technically what we are now, correct?
Yes.
I might want to.
I did a little bit of research in other libraries, and even their advisory boards were called of trustees. And I couldn't find anything that was definitive as to what of trustees meant. If you guys can, I can go either way. So as I was telling Jeff earlier, I kind of like trustees on there.
I don't mind trustees being on there as long. I think though we should have advisory board of trustees.
Yeah.
Just because I think otherwise that would be misleading.
Right. So like on the very first paragraph, I'm going to give you this. What I took out the trustees initially. It says the advisory board of Ocean Shores Public Library exists, da-di-da. So we could say the advisory board of trustees of the Ocean Shores Library.
I like that because you satisfied the council with the advisory
Right.
and the trustees is making us people who are important.
Well, and we were chatting about it a little bit before you all came, and you do policy, you know, and things that really matter to the library. So, I mean, it's not, you just don't sit here and go, oh, nice programs, Keela, you know? So anyway, so fine tooth this, it does have to go to the mayor for approval, and then it has to be presented to council for approval. And I'm not presenting it to council, you are. So you're gonna have to decide among yourselves who you want, or if all of you want to present to council for approval. And on a side note, I did change the flow chart. I did that a long time ago that shows the Friends of the Library and everybody, and that we're not governing board anymore. I did rewrite the paragraph on the library board page that did have the word governing in there. So I rewrote that, and it's just basically we meet at 3 to 4 and blah, 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 blah. So it's pretty generic. And then I checked the strategic plan. There was nothing showing the word governing on the strategic plan that I could find. So I think I've got it out of everywhere that we have.
So we should review this, and you want us to email our thoughts?
Yep. And then what I'll do is I'll do another compilation and send it all out to you. And then at the October meeting, we can go over the edits and agree or keep working on it, whatever you decide. Sound like a plan?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, reports, Friends of the Library.
Friends of the Library met Monday, and they had a really interesting speaker. I've never heard of this group. They're out of Seattle. It's called Sea Life Response, Rehabilitation, and Research, or they go by SR3. So it's Sea Life Response, Rehabilitation, and Research. And their main vision is to protect the health and welfare of marine life. And it was quite interesting. And she talked about how they save these seals and whales and stranded turtles and all sorts of marine animals. And it's quite a vivacious group. So That was a very interesting presentation. The rest of the report was just updates on book sales, which are going quite well. They're making $1,000 to $1,200 on their sales every quarter, give or take a little bit that they have. And their membership, right now, they have a total of 121 members, which I think is fabulous. So for the Friends. And then I think that's about all. They're always looking for help. So, yep, that's our meeting.
Great. Library Foundation, Becky.
Yeah, Library Foundation is looking into finding grants to increase their funding. It's a long process. I'll just say that. You'll probably hear me say that again sometime. We're still working on it. Because it takes a lot of research to find something that's a good fit, all of that. So, yeah, a lot of that is being done. We divided up a group of foundations to look into, so hopefully we'll find something. And then the other thing I wanted you all to know is that the foundation funded some items that Keitha and the other librarians had asked for. And I'm just going to highlight two, and if Keitha wants to highlight all of them, she can, but the two I thought you might really want to know about is the green screen, which puts a really nice backdrop so that, for example, say the teens have an event, they can have a backdrop that matches the theme and everybody can go get their picture taken, or they could do social media with the background of that event or that holiday or whatever. So I think it's going to have a lot of uses, especially for the youth, and be kind of just a really cool thing.
Was that like the Weatherman have the?
Yeah. Screen, yeah, so you can put anything up there, you know?
Okay.
So, yeah, kind of fun.
And Hannah knows how to do that. You know, my kids, I call them, they're very tech savvy. But she found a software program that you can pick these visuals. And for the teen finale party last week, they had this tropical looking thing, but the foundation logo was right in the middle at the bottom of the screen. So that's in the picture that they have. And then she sent me pictures of the kids doing it. You know, they're all animated, and it was really cute. So we're going to try to figure out how to use it for the author fair, but I haven't got that far. Anyway, thank you.
I'm sure you'll get there with
Yep.
more ideas how to use it. And the other thing that I wanted to highlight that I wish everybody knew about was a nature backpack that you can check out from the library. So it'll have items that would be good for going out and say taking a day hike or as a family. And included in that is the Discovery Pass for the Washington State Parks. So I just think it's a wonderful idea. I love it. I hope everybody gets to know that it's there and chooses to use it because, you know, the library isn't just about being inside this building. And I think that's a really wonderful way to engage the community and have something.
Where do we find out what is included in this package?
After I create it,
Okay. Hasn't been made yet, but it's coming.
we're shooting for spring.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't, you know, those little cardboard, this bird lives on the coast. you know.
Yes, I mean, so you've got like sort of a bird guide and a mammal.
Yeah.
guide.
Yeah, whatever.
Band-aids.
The 10 essentials.
Yes, compass. Like kids will know how to use a compass. Anyway, it's going to be more family oriented because we were talking, you know, if we make it child, but a family wants it, so we're gonna try family. It's gonna be the theme of it. I'm excited about it too. So.
So I don't know if you wanted to highlight any of the other items or.
Sure. The two those were my top two too. But Hannah, my dear Hannah, at the last year's conference, they had a contest and you had to go around to all the booths and do all these things. Well, out of, was it 700, 1,000 people who were there, she won. And I don't know what it all entailed, but I know it took her a lot of time. And so what she won was free registration for next year's WLA in Yakima. And so I asked the foundation if they would fund Michelle to take her and then fund Michelle's registration, travel and per diem, and then fund Hannah's travel and per diem. And they said, yes.
Good.
So
Great.
so we'll have some representation at the WLA conference in Yakima next year. So, and then the other thing we did was one of Nico's suggestions, and it's called the Towner Awards. And it's a WLA, Washington Library Association program, where elementary age students vote on nonfiction picture books. And there's 12. And so we're going to participate in that. Foundation's going to buy 2 copies of each picture book. We're going to do publicity up the yin yang, take it to the school, have the school have a voting place in the library, and actually participate and submit it to the state. So, and that's in spring as well. So I was really tickled because that's real book oriented. So that's all.
Okay. Anything else, Beck?
That's it.
Okay. Next meeting, October 8th, 3 o'clock, Wednesday.
I just wanted to fill you in on one more little thing. You know how I gave you all those notebooks when you first started? You know, that what you got was all this stuff. After we get the bylaws set, I will revisit that, update it, and get a copy for you and a copy for Gail. And you'll see she has her badge already.
This is also matching.
Oh, yeah. That's all I have.
I guess that concludes our meeting. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Moved.
And motion to second. All in favor?
Uh,
Aye. We are adjourned.
We got you out of here.